It doesn't like you because you're moody. And we're on YouTube, which means
Moody makeup with Stephanie.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say something, but I stopped.
Of that.
Why is this title all funky?
I have no idea. I'm
And
not in charge of titles.
You got one I don't know what it is. But it's a lucky one.
Lucky?
Which we need because our techie stuff doesn't like us much. But I come up with a title. Where's my pictures at? I want to throw them up because they were funny.
There you go.
Are we going to do that one? What about the other one? Because the other one we can't do on Facebook, I feel like.
The other one?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, that one?
That bottom one.
Okay, hang on a second. Here we go with it. There we go.
To help lighten the mood today, which I think this is great. And any viewer or any young children maybe shouldn't be watching that.
Or we'll have to do some explaining to do.
No, the parents will have to do some explaining.
They don't want you to put
Timmy, this is how you were born.
Yeah, they don't want you to put you on either.
No. I love it.
Yeah, so I mean, we got to do. I mean, if you can't laugh about all this stuff, you'd cry. So
I cry often, but you know.
Of that.
Anyways, that was just to help lighten the mood.
Yes,
a little bit.
we
Let's not be so serious.
Yes, we are way over serious on everything anymore.
Are we?
Yes.
Maybe. Are we ready to go on Facebook?
We're ready to go on Facebook.
All right. Well, let me.
I just barely got that in.
You did.
As we're waiting.
Well,
for the music
Facebook
to
was
come.
fine. Facebook liked me.
There's that funky slide guitar music that comes on every Monday through Friday live on Twitter.
Twitch? Not Twitter.
Twitch. Well, at least I was in the T's.
You were close. And we're not even on Twitch yet.
Twitch.
Now we're on Twitch.
Now we're on Twitch. Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube on Newswire of that.
Wow. I was gone for one day. One day.
Well, I had to do that on there. Do the YouTube one.
Make sure you go and hit that like and subscribe button and subscribe to our channel. So you see, even I can't even. I don't even remember it.
You were doing so well.
Cheers to your
too.
world, people.
Yes, of that on that. Man, it's a wild and wacky and a very
windy, moody
Monday.
Yeah, Roy's in it.
It is the serious note. 2 big fires down in Irvine, and one that started early this morning, and one broke out this afternoon. Started in right around the Inland Empire Corona, right? If you all know, going down the 91 into Orange County, the Green River Golf Course. I guess it started there. Now it's spreading to Yorba Linda. In the Irvine fire, last I heard was 4,000 acres and going zero containment. And on that, but in the Irvine fire, two firefighters were very seriously burned or in the hospital, and I think over 50% of their body is what they are reporting. So
over 50% of their body burned.
Yes, of I guess first, second, or third degree burns on that, but probably various stages. So we wish them well on that.
Yeah,
and that's the danger, especially of a fire when. We've had winds. The high point wind I've heard so far is 96 miles an hour by a wind station. Yes, by Magic Mountain.
No, 96?
96. I think there was
That's
some
crazy.
80 mile an hour recorded down in Orange County where the fires are going nuts down in there. So, yeah, there was some. And even here, about 2 or 3 times in just about an hour ago, man, they were smoking through here.
Yeah, they were. There was stuff flying everywhere today.
Yes, it was in early in the morning, about afternoon, and then I guess late afternoon here about an hour ago. I mean, they were probably doing 50, 60 miles an hour there for a while of that, man. It was blowing, and it is blowing all over. The Santa Ana winds are back in SoCal.
But it's supposed to die down tomorrow, though, right?
Let's hope so. I didn't necessarily see the.
I love weather
report.
like this. I mean, I don't want anything burning or anyone hurt, obviously, or harmed or their things. But I love weather.
I don't know if this was a prank setup or the kid was just doing that, but this I thought was an absolute hilarious video. How if you've lived any at all, you've expected something or thought this was this, and you got something very, very, very different. Just because your mind was, oh, I'm going to get this, and you get Y, and you go like Flash. Here's a little boy, probably about 5, 6 years old or so, maybe 4. He finds the Hershey Cocoa dispensary and commences to do this. Here we go. As you can see, there's no
audio.
There's no audio to it, but you see him taking the deal out raw out of the Hershey's Cocoa box container or whatever. Now this is precious. He's looking at it. Isn't this
He's
chocolate?
Like, as he coughs,
This
and powder
doesn't.
goes
Yeah,
over.
this doesn't taste like a Hershey bar that I've done. And then he, this is great. Now it's hitting.
He looks like a little dust storm.
Yes. For anybody that's done that or tried that or I mean, if you got too much of anything, cayenne pepper, cinnamon, or something like that, and you've had that same deal where you sneeze it. But I mean, snorting out of his nose like that was classic on that as we run it. But I thought that was, he's thinking, wow, I'm going to.
I think it's all coming out of his mouth. I don't think it came out of his nose.
Well,
that would hurt. Oh.
It looks like his mouth looks closed to me. But
no, it's not. I think it's the angle.
Could be the camera angle on that, but I thought that was hilarious.
Too cute.
Yes, he's thinking, man.
Have you ever done that? Where you take like the cocoa packet and eat it?
I don't know if yeah, I've done that for Pacifically. Yeah, lots of things like that. You can do that and or somebody pranks you and puts something something very different in the Hershey's Cocoa deal. But I mean, I imagine. No, I take that back. I have tried it. Yeah, I just tried it one time. Yeah, just to see what it tastes raw out of the can, and yeah, it tastes like
horrible
crap. Yes, it does like that.
As little. Yeah, I'm gonna call him little Timmy.
Timmy, that little Timmy. That's your favorite for.
It is.
That's your favorite.
I need to have another child and name him Timmy. He's cute though.
What do you want to complete the basketball team?
Why not?
On that, no, I thought that was absolutely hilarious.
Too cute. Are we running this one?
Yeah, let's do this one. So we jump into the serious stuff on that. Unfriending me because I'm a Trump supporter. Well, Biden as that. Well, I thought, the hyphen is absolutely fantastic.
Biden.
Yes. That was, whoever thought of that was on their thinking cap that day.
That's cute.
Yes.
I loved it. I thought it was funny.
Getting to all the stuff. We're going to have Mason Weaver on here up in a little bit of going on that. So we haven't had him on a while, but so I'm sure he'll be wound up, tuned up, ready to rock and roll and give you all the insights as only Mason Weaver can. You ask her what's Newsom's deal on Thanksgiving a while ago.
Me?
Yes.
I don't want the answers to it. I'm good. Because if I don't know and then I go and live my Thanksgiving as I would, then I didn't break anything. So I'm going to tune myself out while you talk on this part.
Well, you requested it.
Did I?
So
can I unrequest?
No.
I think everybody else needs to unrequest too.
I flipped the handle myself.
Dang it.
Gavin Newsom's rules for Thanksgiving. Number one. No more than 3 households, including your own. If you have 3 married kids, only 2 of them are allowed to come.
Well, okay.
Now, how did you come up with that?
What if you have 3 married kids and one's getting divorced? Then what?
Well, you're still over the limit. I don't know how you deal with
2 married kids and 1 getting divorced.
I don't know how they're going to factor that one in. That's a good.
I know.
There's a good question.
I get to go to Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well, I guess you don't count on that. Make a list of attendees and their contact information in case the government wants it.
It's family. Why wouldn't you already have that information?
This is the key to it. This is about control. Who cares? What is it the government's business if you're having a family Thanksgiving dinner, that get together birthday party? Just we want to go over and see somebody. What business of the government is it? There is no COVID. Well, no, there is such an infinitesimal danger of COVID that it does not preclude the government as a public safety standard by any stretch of any science data or anything we have like now to do this. So stick it up your blank. Number 3, may not be indoors. So if you do, and you only have 2 married kids and whatever, and you abide by that, you may not go in the house. Except your guest may go inside briefly to use the bathroom as long as they sanitize it frequently. Now, see what this is all? Now the government is dictating the who can go to your bathroom, what they can do in there, how they should use it. Is this freaking insane or what?
Yeah, but why wouldn't you sanitize your bathroom anyways after?
Of course. Who is not?
And especially a family's home. Like, come on.
Well, what they're getting at is, I guess, every time somebody uses
you
it, you should
sanitize.
Fumigate the whole house 100%, and then let it sit for 30 minutes before anybody else can go.
You know what I'm going to buy everyone for Christmas?
Go ahead.
Sanitizer and Clorox wipes. Boom. Christmas shopping's done.
Any shade structure must be open on at least 3 sides.
What shade structure is
Well,
it?
like a porch or anything.
Like a screened-in porch?
Yeah, like a screened-in porch or one. It must be open on 3 sides.
Okay.
Your chairs must be at least 6 feet apart. You must provide hand washing or sanitizing station for your guests. So now
you're installing a sink this weekend.
And
a soap dispenser.
No, I am not of that. No. Again, look at all the mandates.
Again, if you didn't go over these rules, I'd be living my Thanksgiving normal.
You should only use single serving food. No turkey or bowls or mashed potatoes or cranberry salad.
We're having chicken. Pizza, screw it.
Yes. I guess, yeah, Domino's pizza is fine. If you must serve out one dish, your guests may not help themselves. So guess what? If you're holding the party, you're going to have to be serving everybody because the guests...
But you didn't have to cook because you're not allowed to have turkey, mashed potatoes, or cranberry salad. So...
Yeah, but I guess you can't... You don't want them reaching into the pizza box to grab the whatever pizza.
But you know what?
That.
If you're a good hostess, your guests shouldn't be serving themselves anyways. Okay, next one.
Yeah, how often does that happen? The designated person who is allowed to serve must wash or sanitize their hands frequently and wear a face covering.
Okay.
Another stupid rule of that. Everyone must wear a face covering at all times, except briefly while you eat, but you must set 6 foot apart while you eat, or if you need to use a inhaler or other medical emergency or urgent medical needs. Keep gatherings to 2 hours or less. You should not sing or chant. Physical exertion is warned against. You think I'm joking? Nope. This came from the California Department of Health website.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Yes. Again, this is about as...
Just have everybody drive by and get like frozen turkey dinners and just throw them out their window as they go across.
It's mind-boggling.
How are you going to control a frickin' dinner?
Yes, with your family or close
friends. How are
friends.
you? I don't get trick-or-treating, okay, because they're out in public. There's contact with strangers, whatever. I mean, it's still stupid. I'm not saying that it's okay. I'm just saying in general that I figured would come because it's in public and you're going to people's houses, ringing the doorbell. I get it. I do. I don't agree with it, but I get it. But now you're controlling dinner.
They're controlling they're controlling your home.
But you can go to Chili's with your family and have dinner.
Yes, but you gotta put the food in your mouth
and then cover.
Then put the mask back on, chew
Right,
it, and doing it. Yes.
What if it gets all steamy in there, like from the hot food, and it's cold outside, and then now you have like a steam thing going on in your mouth? How awful.
Yes. The next thing's going to be cameras in your home.
Oh, screw that. They already do with the Google Home. And laptops. And cell phones. They're already in your home. They've been in your home for years.
No, where they have access to them, and they're going to be monitoring you 24/7.
Do you don't think they already do that? I think there's... anyways. I don't want to get into it because it creeps me out. I'm going to be having tape and windows all over everything.
This one is great. I got that. This is how far our schools... And we're going to do some more on the school system and that of what they is. But this is how stupid... And I hope the one thing...
You know what? I want to see Governor Newsom's turkey freaking dinner because, I know 20 minutes later, his butt is going to be having some Rand Groyle turkey freaking dinner with his family at his winery. Screw that. We're having Thanksgiving, damn it.
That's it. And on top of that, when you get gifted a $3.7 million home, you have a lot of money to hire
cooks,
servants
chefs.
And chefs, to do all that stuff. When you don't have to do a mortgage
his ass eating a turkey dinner on
or a car
Thanksgiving.
payment or pay utilities or buy the food for that matter. Yeah, you got plenty of money to hire extra slaves to come over and serve you.
Don't say that.
Well, that's what it is. The plantation owner gets his, you get crumbs. I want to get to this because this shows how stupid our school system is. Teen sues Florida school district over his pickup trucks trump elephant. Kid, 18 years old, so he's, senior in high school or whatever. And thank God, at least Florida's got some sanity. They're opening the schools back up. So he rolls into there. He's obviously a Trump supporter, so he built him an elephant, which is cool, puts it in the back of his truck and goes to school.
Who did he build the elephant for?
So the school revoked his parking pass at the school. So the kid said, okay, I'm going to sue you. So the judge put a temporary restraining order against who do you think?
The student.
No, the school.
Wait, what?
Yes. They said it's, for one thing...
How are they going to put a restraining order on the school? That I don't...
For revoking his parking pass. So he is allowed now to park his vehicle on
That's not a restraining order.
Well, yeah. Well, not I get
what you're saying.
Yes, I messed up that, but yes, the judge said until I hear the case.
So they gave him his parking pass.
They gave him
back.
His parking pass.
Good, but why did the kid make the elephant? That's what I don't get.
He's a Trump supporter.
Okay, but
Tyler Maxwell told Fox Orlando that his grandfather gave him the elephant, which he bought from an old car dealership before the 2016 presidential election. He helped his father paint it red, white, and blue in a Trump display 4 years ago. Now that he's old enough to drive and vote, Maxwell said he put the elephant in his truck and parked it in the student lot at Spruce Creek High on September 14th. I've been pretty excited for the last 4 years to be able to vote, Maxwell said. Some 20 minutes into his first class, he said he was summoned to the principal's office. I was told I had to go ahead and take it off campus. Well, screw you. The principal, whatever this is, Stupid Creek School, since we're renaming everything, well, why don't we name this Stupid Creek instead of Spruce Creek High School, Stupid Creek High School, because you got stupid administrators like you do in 98.7% of all schools, public schools in the United States, because you got ding-dongs in there that are pushing crap like this and worried about that and trying to take away your First Amendment right to free political speech. The kid is 18 years old, excited about voting, which everybody's, you want to lower the age to 16 in California and stuff like that. This is one kid, most of them don't vote at 18 anyway. Here's a kid that's excited, participating in the political process, doing that, and you're trying to squash him because you don't like who he is supporting, because he's supporting somebody that has said, you guys are evil. You should be opening the schools. All you teachers and teachers unions that are sitting on your butt and not in the class deserve what you get. And that's probably going to be, 2020 is going to mark, and I said this when it started, it's going to be the end of public schools as we knew them, and it's probably going to be the best thing that ever happened.
You done?
Yes.
Okay. So, we're not going to call it Stupid Creek. It's dumb, but let's be a little respectful to the school, even though they're stupid as hell.
Well, when they fire the administrators and the principals and everybody there, then they can get their original name back.
Okay. So, they're Stupid Creek then. So,
thank you.
You're welcome. I see where they wanted the student to take it off campus. I do.
Why?
I can see where they would want it because then you're bringing politics in the school. However,
yes,
they need to leave it out as well. He's following by the leaders, which at the school show all the time. They bring politics in the school system all the time. So he should be allowed to have the elephant. But it's probably going to end up getting destroyed and causing some ruckus on campus. So I can see where they would.
Tough. That's life.
But it's going to cause ruckus, though.
The First Amendment to the Constitution. But if it's in his
truck, who cares?
Is free political speech.
Right.
Period. End of sentence. It does not exclude
And that's a bummer. The poor
schools
kid's excited.
Or whatever. So they are violating
and why would they not want him
First Amendment right.
Why would they not want him supporting our leader? He's our leader right now.
Because they don't like him, because he's exposing what they have been doing, destroying the education system for decades.
You go, kid.
Yes.
We want a damn elephant. But how would it be if someone showed up with a donkey? With the dude with Biden's name on it. With Biden's name on it.
There you go. That's part of the process. Go for it. If you want to stamp your name to Lion Joe Biden, here we go. Let's roll into this story. That's a good analogy on that. Hunter Biden Business Associates text messages indicate meeting with Joe Biden. Exclusive. Text messages obtained by Fox News show CEO of Jim and Hunter Biden joint venture, the Chinese energy firm, discussing a meeting with Joe Biden in May of 2017, despite claims from the former vice president that he did not talk about his son's business dealings. The drip, drip, drip just keeps getting better.
Who's Jim?
Jim is Joe's brother.
Okay.
It's the Biden crime family.
So Jim would be Hunter's uncle.
Correct.
Okay.
Of that.
And he was discussing business with Chinese energy.
And you have seen Joe Biden stand right in that camera and said, I never had any business dealings. I didn't. The text messages, the emails, the inferences, and everything else. Now, how do you explain this, Joe? No wonder you're not on the campaign trail. You don't want to answer questions because you know you're lying through your teeth. You know you're as corrupt as hell. And all of you Biden supporters, that's why I say, if you're a kid and want to put a Biden deal in your pickup truck, then go for it and let's see. Because you are showing, and all of you Biden supporters, that's what you're supporting. You're supporting a lying scumbag crook.
But what about all the people that don't believe any of this coming out? I'm just saying, there's people out there that probably don't believe it.
He's been racist for years, and you've seen him saying it on the Senate floor and the campaign trail for decades. He's been race baiting. He's been pocketing cash under the table. It's going to be shown. I would almost guarantee you it is.
But people still aren't.
You don't amass $15 million. Of that, the Chinese did not pay him $15 million after he got out of vice presidency because he was just a nice guy or they liked the way he talked. That is called a quid pro quo, something for something. He's been running the Chinese along with all of his left-wing nuts in there, stealing our intellectual property, robbing businesses and universities and your kids' education for the intellectual property and the innovations that they took over there, didn't invest a dime in, bribed a few politicians or people to get in there and steal it and then sell it on 10 cents a dollar because they didn't have any research and development costs or anything because they stole it. And I bet you Joe Biden's going to be one of the main, as Donald Trump said, aiders and abettors of this. They are scumbags.
Total.
To the max. And they will and it will get to the it will get you. The one that went on Gateway Pundit.
What?
I'm gonna wait to do that.
Oh, I hate it when you do that. Leaves me on
But
toes.
Hunter Biden and the emails and the text messages that were coming out, and it's alleged there was at least, I'm going to say this, there's a minor girl involved in it. And when, or was mentioned in the texts that were released, these guys are, I don't even want to say the words that the Biden crime family is all about, and the language they're using back and forth. Now, I will say this, again, and this is very sage advice. Do not put anything in a text, email, or any sort of written communication that you don't want somebody to see in the future, because it is going to come out. The odds of it that it is going to come out, especially the higher profile you are, the more likely the odds are doing that. But this happens probably thousands of times a day that you don't see that in court cases or whatever. Oh, well, they subpoena all the stuff and all of a sudden, and you got to explain all this stuff.
Right.
So, again, do not, this is my recommendation. Do not put anything in an email, text, or written communication. Leave it on a message machine or anything else that you do not want somebody to hear in a later date. Because, as in this case, it's going to start filtering out. And then when it does, it's not going to be very good. So, again, if you want to support Joe Biden, that's what you're supporting. The overwhelming evidence of that. I mean, crooked politicians are that, but Joe Biden.
But did the other thing that you're talking about with the minor, has that leaked yet?
Yes, Gateway Pundit published the text.
So now,
message.
what are they going to do with all the people that might have already voted? That now all this stuff is coming out, and they're like, I don't want that vote.
This is why,
if he wins, then a recall kind of thing.
I have been preaching it this 30-day election cycle, and this is the bad part about it, and especially with all these mail-in ballots everybody's getting in now, and they're saying we're at record returns of people voting early and da-da-da-da-da.
But you know what? There's people where I've seen where they go to vote, and their vote has already been voted, and they haven't even voted yet.
Oh,
so then what?
This whole thing is...
What if you say, I never voted?
This is... Apropos for 2020, this is going to be the biggest election year disaster that you're ever going to see. This is going to
I'm nervous.
This is going to make Gore versus Bush in 2000 like tiddlywinks. You thought you were sick of hearing about hanging chads and the whatnot and whatever that was going on with the Florida deal back then. That's going to be like nothing. That is going to be totally 100% child's play compared to what's going on now. The amount of fraud that is going to go on, and it cracks me up, the ones that say, "Oh, there's no fraud," or "We don't," or baloney. That when Pennsilvania or the
but when I first started coming here, I didn't think there was any of that going on either. I think people
30 seconds.
Don't want
30
to feel like
seconds.
that's really happening. Hi, Sean.
Hi, Stephanie.
Well, you were on a roll.
Oh, well, that was it. Once I say hi to Sean, my brain just goes away.
I can see that. You just fog. The fog. It's
all right. Here we go.
To KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
IE Newswire Daily is on the air.
The following is a paid program. Views and claims expressed are those of the program producer and are not endorsed by this station. Opinions expressed are not necessarily.
There's that funky slide guitar music that comes on every Monday through Friday on the Money Bet. 1490 AM, broadcasting all across the Inland Empire. Joining our audience, our video audience that starts live at 5 on Twitch, Facebook, and
on YouTube. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and share us to your world.
Well, you got it this time.
I did, thank God.
Well, you had to warm up a little bit after the weekend on that.
Well, you stole half my line.
We are on a
Moody Monday.
There you go.
I feel like you can't say that with spunk.
Why not?
Because you're supposed to be moody. You can't be happy when you're moody.
Well, maybe we'll just change these
There's a lot to be
definitions.
upset about, though, especially Thanksgiving.
Yes, we went over the draconian rules of Gavin Newsom on the Thanksgiving of that, and where you can't do this and you can't do that, and nobody can come in, nobody can eat the turkey. Only they're getting to the point where, oh yeah, if you do have turkey, you can look at it, but you can't eat it.
And if you're going to sit outside, make sure there are 3 exits outside of your outside dining area.
Yes, the totally draconian, and it's all about control. As we're going to have on Mason Weaver here in a couple minutes, it's all about control. The plantation owners have seized 2020 to accelerate them being the ultimate, exerting their power as the plantation owner and telling you what they're telling you how to manage your bathroom. If we have to do that, we are in big trouble as it is.
So stupid.
You got that right.
Like, what are people? I mean, and I hate to say this, I really hope nobody listens to that. It's thanks freaking giving. What are they going to do with Christmas? I mean, is Santa Claus even going to come into our home?
No.
What the hell? How am I going to explain that to my kids? Are we going to leave a mask and gloves outside the door? Is he going to eat their freaking cookies?
Yeah.
Like, should I just not even bake this year? Do they need to be individually wrapped?
You had to go and say that. Now we're going to see all the advertisement with Santa Claus with the masks on. Oh. And the reindeer with them. That's what that'll be next. You need to make a graphic up with the reindeer with the masks and Santa Claus with that on. No, that'd be classic. Because that's what's coming. You can bet your bottom dollar that's what's going to be on the docket coming.
I wonder how many parents are going to use that as an excuse this year.
Well, I guess you could. The devastating fires going down in Orange County. There's 2 of them. One in Irvine, one in around that started just south of Green River Golf Course exit there on that, headed towards Yorba Linda. 2 firefighters were seriously burned in the Irvine fire, so we're wishing them well on that, and that just goes to show you the danger that can happen on especially when there's winds. The highest ones going were 96 miles an hour at Magic Mountain, going across the board.
Insane.
Yeah, and wind gusts continually everywhere over 60 mile an hour all across Southern California. The Santa Ana winds are back, and they are back with a vengeance, and hopefully they'll be that, along with the normal trees and everything down and all the destruction of that. But yeah, the firebugs seize their opportunity to come on the deal on that, but hopefully they'll get these fires under control. The winds will die down, and we'll have all that. We have him back, and it's been a while of having him on, but we always appreciate his very astute observations on everything, and especially since it's going to be 8 days before the big election, we have back author of the book, Leave the Plantation, of that and many, many, many other books. My favorite, The 7 Secrets to Success, which I highly recommend because it's a short read, but it's right to the point. And if you put those principles into effect, your life will change. But without further ado, Mason Weaver, welcome to IE Newswire with Steph and Roy.
Thank you, sir. By the way, people, if it's not close, they cannot cheat.
Oh, they'll try.
They try, but they can't do it from that close. Let's make sure it's a landslide blowout.
I think you're. You know, and I seen one of them. One college professor that's called every election but one, or a model that's called every election but one.
Yep.
Since 1911, they had Trump winning the state of New York. And now, if that happens, that would absolutely be epic in this time.
You're not kidding. I see some strange signs. But we can't go by. But it seems odd to me when the vice president candidate can't get but 7 people to come out to a rally. They put the circles out there because they know only 10 folks gonna come in.
They're increasing the social distancing to 20 feet apart.
Yes. To keep they try to stop the Trump folks. So Trump named this rally as peaceful protest.
Yes, it's amazing on that, and I wanted to do this because, and that's why I kind of set this up on the deal. There's a new poll out that just came in, and it says on the deal, because and it absolutely floored me when I read it, that it's coming up 46% of black residents of the United States of America are approving of Donald Trump, and that has went up 20 points in 2 weeks.
Well, you know what? I had a cousin. He is a lifelong thug, gang member. I mean, wears nothing but red. He's 6'3" and almost 40 pounds, and he is a tough dude. He told me, I'm voting for Trump. I said, I beg your pardon? He said, I'm voting for Trump. I said, why would you? I'm surprised you could even vote. Don't you have a crime? He said, man, they can't penalize what they don't fine. So he tells me to vote. I said, why are you voting for Trump? He said, because, man, you can't even hang out with your buddies anymore because all my buddies got jobs now. They got jobs. These dudes stopped selling dope to work at Walmart because they want to put that money aside and do something. When you got gang members, you got lifelong blood members considering voting for Donald Trump. When you got rappers coming out for Donald Trump, man, these fools got to fake this to win this election. They have to fake everything to win this election. I expect I said a long time ago, 30-40% black vote for Trump.
And that's why I brought that up, because you predicted that like 3 or 4 months ago, and I said, if Trump gets 20% plus of the black vote, I mean, it's over for the Democrats. And this Rasmussen, even Rasmussen, who did the poll, was saying, like, this is, like, unheard of. That much flip that quick of it going to that. And, again, I see on top of a major fraud thing, man, the momentum is just shifting to Trump like gangbusters and quickly.
Yep. Here's the thing about the polls. I've had polls. I ran for office. I've done external polling, internal polling. What they don't measure, they do measure it for internal polling. What they don't measure for the polls you get on radio and TV is the enthusiasm. So they will scale the polls. Let's say there's 15% more Democrats in the area than Republicans. So they'll scale the polls and add 15% more Democrats. But what they can't measure is the enthusiasm for that Democrat to get off his couch and go and vote. It's hard. Republicans are enthusiastic. It's going to be a party. But the Democrats, they know. They got more money coming in. They got more jobs coming in. They're more prosperous. They know that Trump is being lied on because they see it, and it's demoralizing to them because they hate Trump because they're told by their masters to hate Trump. I'm in debate with Democrats about Trump. Well, Trump is this, and Trump is that. I had one lady say, "Well, Trump, what he said about women, I can't forgive him. What he said about women, he can grab them any way he want to grab them." I said, "Oh, really? When did he say that?" Well, it was on TV. When did he say that? So I told her, Access Hollywood, I said, while I'm on the phone with you, Google the tape. And I will listen to you, listen to the tape. And I'm telling you right now, everything he said on that tape was absolutely true And when you listen to it, you will agree what he said was true. And she listened to the tape. He talked about women will give themselves to you. In Hollywood, they want their screen job, they want their acting job, and you can grab them by their private parts and it'll be okay. She said, yeah, you're right. He's right. They would. You were told to believe a lie, and you didn't check it out. They depend on you not checking it out. You're being lied to. And now she's thinking, you cannot be a Democrat and think, folks. It is impossible for you to be a Democrat and thinking at the same time.
It is, and I think people are finally, or a majority, maybe a majority of people are finally coming to the realization with that, and it makes your book, Leave the Plantation, ever more, probably even forecasting of that, but now the ones that are really hurting, they're seeing it now, their schools being closed, the public education lies that they've been told,
Right.
and it is especially affected mostly lower income folks. And they are now seeing that the Joe Bidens, the Barack Obamas, Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi, Lorena Gonzalez, or whoever are the ones that have been keeping them down while they were telling them, oh, we're your only savior.
They're seeing it. They're seeing it. And it's going to be great to watch the fruits come to bear. What we must do is prepare for the victory. They're going to try to cheat. They're going to try to discourage us. The stock market today was planned. I said that, man, in September. Watch the last week in October. They're going to start cutting us off the air. But right now, my Facebook page is being played with. They do not want the truth to get out. The book is available, by the way, on leavetheplantation.org. I'm going to promote this because we printed up so many books. We expected a very prosperous year in speaking because it was the election year. And then the coronavirus hit, and all the events were locked down. So I'm not traveling anymore. I don't want to store books for a year, so I may actually change the price of them and try to move them out. We have 9 books out now. I'm writing the 10th book as we speak, and it's going to be out in probably 4 months. Different topic. We talk about relationships now and love and building families, because that's the foundation. Once we kick these Democrats to the curve, we got to talk about what's really happening in the world, which is families being torn apart. I want to thank you ahead of time. I want to thank Nancy Pelosi for her skillful in getting the American people to wake up. I want to thank Chuck Schumer and his showing the true Democratic spirit. We couldn't have done this without them. I want to thank the rioters. Tifa, thank you very much for pointing out the fact that America is great because you're rotten. So we have a number of people to thank. We owe it to Democrats. We owe them a gratitude. Thank you very much for the hearings on these judges and watching how you just turn the Supreme Court nomination to a circus. The American people have woken up. They've seen what you are. They've seen your true side because you showed it to us. And we're now going to bury you into history. We're going to make you irrelevant. We're going to elect real, true patriots to the offices around us because we deserve the very best, and you are the very worst.
And that kind of segues into something I've been saying mostly or here in the last couple months, as I've been analyzing, I want to get your take on it. But I've said maybe we had to go through this in 2020
No,
to
I totally agree
allow
with that.
people or to get the majority's attention to see what's going on.
Definitely.
You may be right, which means that we had to suffer through this because we were not paying attention. So we had to suffer. We had to go through these 4 years of watching the burnings and the lootings and the lying. We saw them expose the raw side of American politics, and that's because we, the people, have not stood up and proclaimed the truth and pushed back the liars. And we still got a long way to go. It depends on us. Trump cannot do this. It has to be us. Trump isn't pushing himself forward. We are sending Trump. He is our gladiator, and we have to stand behind him and push back. When he wins this election, the battle will begin. Let me tell you, I'm going to say this. I haven't asked for permission to say it, but I think I can because of the environment that it was spoken in. But a few months ago, I went to a meeting in Washington, D.C. They opened up the Ritz-Carlton in the Pentagon City just for the meeting. They hired the staff, and we met there the day that Trump's brother was buried, and President Trump still came and visited us. He came with press, sharing what he said, because the press was there recording it. But he said that he has evidence that some of these blue state governors are planning on succeeding from the Union if he wins the election. That means that there will be a violent return after he wins. They will not give up. The liberals will never give up. They want chaos. They want to see the U.S. troops facing the state National Guard. They want to see that. And that's something that they are planning on. They want to force Trump to start enforcing the law. I'm hoping that since Trump knows this, I'm hoping that since he knows they're planning, he knows who is planning. That's conspiracy for insurrection. So the night after the election, knock on that governor's door and arrest them, and let them fight this in court.
I would, and we have a case out here, two of our assembly members, Kevin Kiley and James Gallagher, and we're waiting for the decision because it's actually went through the court, went through trial, of rescinding Gavin Newsom's executive orders based on, there's no evidence, no anything to have them on, and that should be here within the next day or two. Hopefully we'll get the ruling on that, and hopefully it goes in the favor of doing that. And yeah, I think of that. But this is what I think is going to blow their strategy apart. It's just like this Rasmussen poll says. Up 46% blacks are now giving Trump a job approval rating as president. They're going to have a hard time trying to run the crime family that they have been doing here for decades. Based on I think they finally overplayed their hand.
Yep. Here's the reason black people are supporting Trump. It takes poor people to be Democrats. They're the party of the poor. You now have, after Trump, 75% of black people in middle class. So when they talk about taxing people, you got 75% of black people with a 401k program, a job to go to, a business they own. You no longer talk about those folks. You talk about me. And folks will vote their pocket every time.
Again, I mean, there's nothing like opportunity. And once you've had a taste of that, you're going to resist with every fiber of your body going back.
You're right. So, folks, get out and vote. If you're a Democrat, you must vote on Wednesday. But because it's Wednesday, you get to vote twice. So don't vote on Tuesday. vote on Wednesday as a good Democrat, but you can vote twice.
Yes, vote early and vote often. And let's get into some of the nuts and bolts of this thing a little bit. Do you think they're going? They're going to try it. Do you think they got enough ability with all this mail-in ballot stuff to really, if they are in trouble, to try and turn some of these states?
Well, they're going to wait to see how many votes they need to steal.
Right.
But here's the thing we got to understand. It doesn't matter how many fake votes in California comes out. You still only get 54 electoral college votes. It doesn't matter about New York. It doesn't matter. What we have to really watch are these blue states, these red states with blue cities.
Yes.
So you have to watch Broward County, Florida. They will wait, like they did the last election. They did in Al Gore. They'll wait until they see how many votes do you need. You have to do the same thing in Texas. You have to watch those polls. The mail-in ballots is a big cheating scandal for the Democrats. You have to watch that very carefully. It's probably not any election night, but folks, I wouldn't worry about how many votes California gets. They can get 100 million. It doesn't really matter. They're gonna still get 54. But Texas, Florida, those are the states I'm worried about.
Yeah, he might win California by Hugo Chavez 147%.
Well, that's that new math.
Yes, they've been teaching in our schools all this time and stuff.
And new math.
But
1 + 1 means we win.
It is. It's fabulous. Again, I think of all this stuff. I think maybe this stuff is all really going to explode. We'll be done. I'm hoping we're going to be done with it, however it goes on 2020. And hopefully Amy Coney Barrett has just been sworn in as a Supreme Court justice on that. And to hear them cackle about the Democrat, Elizabeth Warren say, Pocahontas, oh, this is a corrupt system as they're getting ready to do that, It's not. the Republicans and Donald Trump doing it legally, what they are legally under the authority of the law and elections and everything are allowed to do. You guys would have cheated and clawed and done everything you possibly could to do everything you do. But when Republicans do it by the law, they're corrupt.
Yeah, that's all they can do is call names. We're corrupt, but we still won. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they do. You see, the Supreme Court being conservative still would drift left sometimes. We did an overwhelming majority because we're fair. Sometimes they misunderstand the law. And what I don't like, the last two appointees were too busy. They're too concerned with presidents. Well, the president says this. The past vote, the Supreme Court says this. I do not care what other judges says. Your job is to interpret the law as intended by Congress, man. You don't go around and say what another judge says. That's bothering, which is why we have so many bad rulings. They have relied on what other judges have said, other rulings have said by the Supreme Court instead of what they think the law means.
Exactly, and that's my hope, and every indication that Amy Coney Barrett has what they call an originalist, and exactly what you're talking about. She did not letting your personal opinions or politics play in it. It's the law. This is what we said, and if you don't like the law, that's why we have a political process to change it.
That's why I like the fact that she is a faith-based judge.
Yes.
I want my judge to love God and fear God more. What we look at now is this idea of separation of church and state. They always want that because the state wants to be worshipped. The state wants to be God. The state is the natural enemy of God. Every problem facing God's people in Scripture came from government. They will not end. They want to be the supreme being. So they hate God.
Exactly right. And we want to, and part of that, I keep saying this, I want to play the 1961 Twilight Zone episode, The Obsolete Man, because we're living that in 2020, and you see that, and you think they're for you, but they can turn on you on a dime, and that's why you should leave the plantation on that. Tell them, you got about a minute to wrap it up, tell them how they can get the book.
Well, we have a number of sites. LeaveThePlantation.org, and we have RevelationGospelMinistries.org. You can find all my books, my latest tapes. We're doing something special at the beginning of the year, and I want to announce that on the site. So join us, get on my mailing list, learn what we're doing, stay focused. My news site is Leave the Plantation. It will actually give you news every day, every morning, stuff you need to know you will not get anywhere else. So sign up and get that news. It comes out on a regular basis. I appreciate you guys, man. Go out and vote.
You got it.
Thanks, Mason.
You got it. We'll do it again real soon.
Take care, buddy. God bless you.
Bye.
Bye.
There was a great Mason Weaver on that.
He's awesome.
Yes, he is on that. And man, it's tomorrow will be 1 week, and it's.
I am so nervous.
Why?
I don't know.
I bet you've never been nervous about an election before.
Not like this, no.
And for good
Obama,
reason.
I was happy. I was glad that he won the first time.
Why? Why?
I think it was great. I think it was a good part of history. I feel like people needed to have an African American president just so they would.
Why?
Because I feel like they felt like only having a Caucasian president was like some racist thing, which I don't personally think it ever was, but I think it was a good thing for America to see that.
So you would take in the destructive policies of Barack Obama was worth feeling good.
I didn't know all the things that Barack Obama did or anything of it. All I knew going into it was having an African American president that a lot of people were. I think that's what won him, or that's how he won.
Yes, but see,
in my opinion,
see the foul.
But how old was I when?
Well, yeah, but see, that's what
I wasn't that much younger actually.
In taking and breaking it down, that's why looking at the emotional aspect of it.
But that's how people vote. They vote off emotion.
Well, yes, California is the greatest
Especially
example
California.
of that.
Yeah.
We have turned into a society as a majority that all they hear is, oh, we're getting something for free. We don't care if we're destroying society, and that's exactly what brought Barack Obama into presidency. Oh,
what did that have to do with anything for
so
free?
many people said that same thing. Oh, we're going to have a African American.
I think it was good because a lot of people felt like
all
we
the
needed
racism was going to go away and all that. You know what? It got stronger because he was evil. He was a racist himself.
I don't know about that one, but
Yes.
I feel like it did get.
He hired the
like
racist as his vice president.
Who?
Joe Biden.
That was his vice president? Oh my gosh. Don't judge me, okay? I came into the show saying I was a rookie in the politics. Joe Biden was our freaking president.
Under Barack Obama
Shut
for 8
up.
years.
Shut up. Really?
That's what you elected.
Oh my God. Wake up, America.
Thank you.
Jesus.
It is. And that's
But
why.
no, I feel like but I think it was a good thing for people to see no harm was going to come from having an African American president. 'Cause
You know
I do
what?
think there were
This
some
white
people that might have been weird about that.
fragility and critical race theory and white guilt is a bunch of crap. It's made to control you like that and work on your emotions because that's how they get you where you want. If you're looking at the reality of the situation, this stuff won't happen. You'll laugh it out the building. And
I don't know about that.
And that's what again, that's what we have to look at. It's like Mason Weaver said. His thug relatives that are now voting for Trump because now they can get a job. They never could get a job under Barack Obama or Bill Clinton or George W. Bush or Poppy Bush or any of them other hooligans that were in that. It goes across both party lines. The establishment was working, as Mason Weaver said, to keep you on the plantation. It's up to you to wake up and get all those thoughts that they try to put in your head out of there so you can think clearly.
That was good. Was he really that corrupt, though?
Corrupt as hell.
Really? So disappointed. But I could see it now. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad.
The best thing is do not repeat the mistakes of the past.
But more importantly, don't vote off emotion. Vote off knowledge and knowing what's right and what's wrong. And always listen to Newswire because some people around here know what they're talking about, especially Sean.
Hallelujah.
No, Sean.
That-
You kind of know your things here and there.
A little bit.
Mainly everybody. All the guests we have on, they know what they're talking about.
Yes. We'll be back tomorrow, starting live at 5 on Taco Tuesday, and then on KMET at 5:30. Till then, we're gone.
I want tacos.
you'll wait till tomorrow,
Why?
because it's Taco Tuesday.